G'day and welcome back to another Wimbledon video. This is part of a series that I've made one or two videos for but haven't officially named. I decided to call it Pedagogical Ponderings. Bit of alliteration in there, and really it's talking about pedagogy, which is the kind of the method and the practice of teaching as a kind of a theoretical concept or as a kind of an idea that you're trying to get across. So teachers are thinking about pedagogy all the time. They just don't use that word. Probably for a lot of you, the last time you thought of that word was back in uni, but I decided to go for alliteration, so Pedagogical Ponderings it became. We're looking at our school at the moment at a lot of formative assessment, thinking through a lot of Dylan William, a lot of John Hattie and Shirley Clark, visible learning, and thinking through a whole bunch of the way we teach and a whole bunch of things about, as teachers, what do we assume students know? And I know that sounds a little bit up in the air, but I think one of the things I was thinking about, I was talking to some colleagues today about it, is that often teachers are naturally very good at the subject that they're teaching. If something comes incredibly naturally to us, if in high school it just clicked like that, if I'm a history teacher and analysing sources just makes sense. You've got to put it in context, you've got to think about where it came from, all of that stuff just naturally occurs to me. Well, it means when I'm trying to teach those basic skills to a student, trying to make all of the components of that skill explicit to really kind of, this is what you do, well, I find it much, much harder because I didn't go through that process myself. I wasn't taught in that manner in school, and even if I had, I probably would have skipped ahead because, as I said, it came very easily to me. So I wonder if as teachers, we often struggle to get down to the basics, the fundamentals of the skills that we're trying to teach students, whether it's communicating the knowledge they know, or it's actually completing or collating information in geography, or analysing societal trends in legal studies. Whatever it is you're doing, I wonder if teachers need to stop for a moment, actually step back and think about, this is very easy for me, but maybe it's incredibly difficult for someone else. And have I actually gone down far enough? I've found a lot of the times in my teaching, if I think back, I assumed the students were much further along than they actually were. And so not doing formative assessment enough, waiting and doing summative assessment at the end of a unit, I'd find myself surprised. How can they not do this, 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 and this? I taught this. And so formative assessment's very helpful for us as teachers thinking about, you know what do the students know? How do I show them what's next? What do they need? What feedback do they need to go that next step? And so I'm finding formative assessment is almost a complete paradigm shift for teaching. It's a very helpful thing as a teacher to think about how you're teaching classes, and as a staff as well at our school. It's very helpful with collegial discussion, thinking through and kind of stepping back at times and going, well, how is it that I'm teaching this and why is it not working? Or is 50% of what I'm teaching, one of the stats that scared me the other day, 50% of what we teach the students they already know. So finding out what students know at the start of a unit surely frees up a lot of time, which is one of the things a lot of teachers say, there's not enough time to teach everything. So wouldn't it be great if we could work out where that 50% is and go, I'm going to concentrate on this over here. Okay, so Pedagogical Ponderings, that's a wide-ranging discussion on formative assessment, on thinking about skills, on thinking about making teaching explicit, and as a teacher reflecting on what you know and your competency and how that differs from students and where you might be deficient in your assumptions about what students know and therefore how to approach teaching them. Hopefully that's helpful. Feel free to comment below if you have any questions. Hopefully you enjoyed my very festive jumper. It was freezing this morning when I woke up, so the students have enjoyed it immensely. Hopefully you now do as well. Catch you next time.